I spit a little bit. What? What's up, everybody? This is Scott and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a very exciting video. I'm going back to kind of the smart home design type thing. Yeah, something like that. I am going to be comparing the TP-Link smart bulb to the Philips Hue or the Philips Hue, depending on if you ask a friend of mine. Again, comparison between the TP-Link bulbs and the Philips Hue lights that everybody knows and loves at this point. So obviously light bulbs are somewhat difficult to review, I suppose, because if you screw them in and they turn on, they're pretty much a winner. So here are some of the things that I'm going to be looking at when comparing these two bulbs. Obviously, one of the first things I'm going to be looking at is it bright, and how colorful do the colors get in comparison between the TP-Link and the Hue lights. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is the setup. How easy is it to get the light up and functional from the box directly into the socket? The third thing is I'm going to talk about integration into my smart home. My home is completely generated off of the Google Home, so that's what I'm going to compare it against, but I should just go ahead and note, so far Siri and Amazon Alexa do work with both of these, but I'm going to compare directly related to the Google Home. First one I'm going to talk about is this TP-Link smart bulb. Right out of the gate, it does work with the Google Home app. A few months ago it didn't, so I wasn't actually even willing to review it until it got that smart home integration for me. As for the colors themselves, when you plug in this light and turn it on, it has bright, vibrant colors. The colors, when it says red, it is like fire engine red, and also gets super, super bright, which is super nice. The colors on this light bulb were actually better than that of the Philips Hue light, which again, I'll talk about in my review of the Philips Hue. The setup was extremely easy on this particular device. You take it out of this box right here, you plug it into a socket, you download the Kasa or Kasa app. I believe it's Kasa at this point, like Mikasa, Sukasa, You download the Kasa app directly from TP-Link via the App Store, and that's how you go about setting up the light bulb. Everything is driven through that app, and thankfully the app is not trash, because if it were, holy cow, they would be in big time trouble. This is probably the biggest thing about it. There is no need for like a home base, so to speak, like that of the Philips Hue. So you just independent light bulbs get plugged in all over the house. You set everything up through the Google Home app and it all becomes integrated. Therefore, you don't really have to worry about having that base. However, I could see that without some type of smart home integration, you absolutely would need to make sure that you have a bridge. Otherwise, you're changing individual light bulbs. So one of the biggest cons from the TP-Link light itself, there is no if this then that integration. If you follow my channel, you know that I absolutely love if. And without that type of integration, that is a huge, huge bummer. You can't have some of those neat integrations like, hey, if I get a message, flash my lights. You can completely do that with the Philips Hue. You can also do this cool feature that if you look in one of my videos previously, and I'll leave a link in the description below, you can have this cool party time where the lights flicker and change and do all these weird things. That's not something that you can do with TP-Link using the if this then that integration. Also, the bulbs are ridiculously expensive. They are like $50 a bulb, $49 to be exact. So for $49 per bulb, yeah, it's kind of tough to get inside that smart light bulb game. Moving on to this guy next. These are the Philips Hue lights, or again, Hue, depending if you ask a friend of mine. The Philips Hue lights have Google Home integration. It was one of the first smart light bulbs, if not the first smart light bulb that had the ability to do that. It does work with Google Home, Amazon Alexa, and Siri as well. If you have any of those, go out and get the light bulbs. They're great. Now let's talk about the actual review of the bulb. The bulbs are nice. They do have nice, brightish colors. The bulbs are fine. They have nice, bright colors, not nearly as bright as the TP-Link, and the colors are okay. Again, not nearly as vibrant as that of the TP-Link. I expected a little bit more out of the Philips Hue second edition or second generation, and the hardware of the bulb itself never really upgraded. Don't get me wrong, the colors and everything are still good. They're just not nearly as good as the TP-Link when I'm comparing them side by side. The setup on this was a bit more cumbersome. It does come with a home base where you have to hit a button in the middle when you plug it in directly to your router and set all your lights up that way. So that was not nearly as easy as just downloading the app itself like TP-Link, because you still have to download the Hue app in order to change the colors or the scenes. Again, don't get me wrong, still very easy to do, just not nearly as easy as the TP-Link light. The app is super nice though. It has tons of different scenes that you can choose from. They do have kind of this lab works where you can go in and play around with some different features that they may be testing. Again, highly recommend that particular app. It's very clean, very user-friendly. The UI is great. There's no question about which lights you're changing. You do have the ability to change individual lights just like that of the TP-Link. Again, highly recommend the app. And Philips Hue is the OG in terms of smart home lights, so you know you're getting a quality product because they've been around a long time and they've been one of the first ones in as it relates to the whole smart home light thing. So some of the cons is it does come with that bridge or that home base, and that's kind of meh. Without the smart home integration, it makes total sense to have it, but with things like Google Home, Amazon Alexa, and Siri, I don't really want it. I don't really need it. It's just an extra step that I have to have. But again, without that, I completely understand. They're also expensive. They are $49 a bulb, just like that of the TP-Link. I just wish that they weren't so, gosh, expensive. Crazy. Also, kind of disappointing when compared to the TP-Link. The colors and the brightness, they just don't get nearly as bright. They don't get nearly as vibrant in terms of the colors. They were just kind of there. I expected a little bit more out of a big name like Philips. Okay, so at the end of the day, which one should you buy? That's really going to depend on, do you have a smart home hub like Google Home, Amazon Alexa, or Siri? If the answer is yes, you do, then go ahead and buy the TP-Link light individual bulbs. Definitely the best way to go. Still highly configurable like that of the Hue. They just don't need that bridge, which is that cumbersome extra step. However, if you don't have any of those things and you need to connect a whole bunch of light bulbs, definitely go with the Philips Hue lights because those need the bridge in order to make it work. You can do that same thing with the TP-Link lights. It's just not as easy because you have to control individual bulbs. You can take the time to set up some scenes in the TP-Link lights, but again, it's a little bit more cumbersome if you don't have a smart home device. So that's it. That's all I have. Thanks so much for watching and liking my videos. Subscribing to my channel. You guys are the best. I have huge news when it comes to this channel. I'm not ready to release it yet, but keep your eye out. This channel is going to get interrupted evidently by a text message. This channel has some huge news coming up. No spoilers or anything like that, but keep your eyes posted to this channel. Things may be up for a change. As always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I will see you guys next time.